Hello everybody, welcome back to ResinNet, or welcome here if this is your first time. Today I am going to be trying this little cake plate, and it comes with a stand and the little plate, and I haven't tried it yet before, so I'm super excited, and I want to try to do something a little bit different. A lot of you know that I collect some forms of antique glass, and I actually used to be a Fenton dealer for Fenton Art Glass. And one of the colors I really love that they have is something called a Plum Opalescent. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I've got jade diction made up, okay? And I'm going to attempt to make a little bit of an opalescent look on this cake plate. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I've been wanting to try this for a while, so I'm super excited about it. I'm going to start with just a couple, let's see, about an ounce of this jade diction resin, and I'm mixing a couple of drops of white cast and craft. And I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up in here. Okay, it's pretty opaque, so I don't want it any darker than that. I'm going to take a little bit of my alcohol here. I'm going to spray it inside because I noticed that this little plate part kind of tended to stick together because it's not very wide between the top of the mold and the bottom part. So I'm just going to like run my finger around here with that alcohol, kind of help keep it separated, I hope. And then I'm going to take my white that I'm used for the opalescent. I'm going to pour it straight down the middle and let it kind of go over the edges, hopefully down here into, heading down here into the rims. It's kind of going more that way than this way, which my table is level, so I'm not sure why it's doing that, but that's okay. I'm just going to pour that all in and let it kind of do its thing. Now it looks like I've got some blue right here on the underneath of my mold, which I didn't really want, but all right. Okay, so now I'm going to try to make my opalescent color. So I'm going to try, my plum color. So I'm going to start with, I've got this Pixis alcohol ink in Sapphire Blue. I get about 6 drops of the blue. I'm going to add about 6 drops of red. I'm going to mix this together and see what we get for this part of it. Hopefully kind of a rich purple. Okay, that's very blue. So I'm going to need some more red. Okay, I added 6 more drops of red. I don't want it to turn brown. I've got 2 cups of resin made up here, and I want to kind of watching the temperature on them. I have to turn my fan on, maybe turn it facing my other cup of resin to kind of help keep it cooler. Okay, this still looks really blue. I'm not sure why the red isn't coming through this at all. It's kind of a weird brown color when you look at it. But when I bring it up off the stick, it's just very blue. So let me check something real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to add just a touch of this cherry red Bombay ink. Just a little. Don't want very much because this goes a long ways. Well, it's going to have to be a little bit more than that, probably. Yeah, this purpley color. And I didn't want to just do just a normal purple because I wanted just a specific shade that I could continue just to add a little bit more red if I need to. Get this little piece of blue out of there real quick. Oh, okay, gosh, that is a really perfect plum color. That is exactly what I was looking for. Now I'm going to take just one little drop of black Pinata ink, just one drop, just to kind of add that to it. I'm going to do another 2 drops. It didn't quite darken it as much as I wanted it to. Come on. Oh, that went, there went a squirt. I think the tip of that is kind of plugged up a little. I'm not going to scrape that off the edge too much because too much black. There we go. This is nice dark. It's kind of fun to play around with your colors. You can mix brands. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Just kind of get shades to where you want it to be. And I'm going to go ahead and start pouring this and get this all pushed out to the edges so that my white is pushed out. Now I'm hoping that I will have enough to do at least most of that as well. I didn't really plan that part very well, maybe. Oh gosh, this is going to be really pretty, I think, you guys. It's going to go ahead and keep pushing that out to the edge. I can see it moving through here. It's kind of moving around. It's to all kind of catch up with itself. Not real sure how I'm going to match this color. I'm not going to have enough to do my stand, so I'm going to have to try to match this color really exactly. There we go. This is pretty nice to be able to see where it's all coming together. A lot of times when you see the white like this, you think, oh, those look like bubbles, but we know that those aren't bubbles, that is the white that we pushed through. Go ahead and keep finishing this off. Okay, so I think I had about maybe 6 ounces of resin there or so, and that was not enough. So I do have this other 8 ounces of resin already made, so I was afraid that we might run out. So this will be the perfect time to go ahead and try to make some more up and try to get this to match as well as we can. I'm going to use the same cup. And there is just under 8 ounces there. Let me grab my little mat that I use to move this over because that's going to be really flimsy. Little plastic cutting board that came from Temu. This is my kind of my go-to mover to get it over to my curing rack. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this. I stirred so much stuff up into it that I got all kinds of bubbles, but that's okay. I'm going to go right down here. Might be a little bit of a color variation, but it should only just be here at the base. And I'm going to give this a quick spray, and I'm going to go move it over here and let it cure. Right back. All right, you guys, this is what it's going to be. My resin's hot, so I'm going to pour it, and see, what I want to do is go up see, let me pour just a bit of alcohol here in the base. I mean, this is going to be the top. So let's go ahead and pour this down the center. I don't see any place for there to be really for bubbles to form. Okay, now I'm going to stop right there for a second because I'm going to try something else with this, okay? Sheesh. Okay, so now let me clean this off really fast. What I'm going to do, I'll give this a quick spray. And then I'm going to take my white, I'm going to take my white UV resin from Let's Resin. Hopefully I've got enough in here. And I'm going to go ahead and go around. There's these little cutout spots here around. Do you see around the edges? They're like little hearts. Just putting a bit of white into these and touching it here with some with my black light. Okay, so I just went around that with that light really quickly so that some of our opalescent will show up in these places. Hopefully it's going to work the way I want it to. And I think we got the color actually pretty close, you guys, somehow, miraculously. But we'll see. We'll see when we unmold it if it goes together very well or not. Now I've got a few ounces of that color left, but I'm going to move this over to the curing rack real quick. And then when it's cured, I will be back to do the next step. All right, everyone, this is completely cured. I let it sit for a little more than 24 hours, so it is really nice and cured. Let's see if I can get this out and see the air coming through here. I can break that seal. Helps get it out a lot better. There we go. You can see here how we've got air all the way around now, so should be able to get it down off of this part. Okay, I'm really excited to see how this turned out. There we go. Push it back into shape. Okay, and here is our stand. Now, it's pretty. I love how this white turned out through here. This definitely looks opalescent, okay? That is great. This here, not so thrilled about. It did not make such a soft, it didn't make a soft white like I was hoping. So this brand, I'll have to go back and look and make sure I know which brand this was that made the little bit lighter. I'm pretty sure this was the Let's Resin white. I'll double check, but yeah, I really like that. So yeah, this part is okay. It's okay. It's not terrible, but I would definitely just leave that out next time and just keep this kind of a really pretty soft white around the edge. All right, so now let's get this out. See how it did with the rest. This isn't pretty stretchy, this mold. I mean, it fits tight, but it's pretty stretchy. So let's see if we can just bend it out of here. And then you also have a heart rim around the edge. Oh gosh, you guys, look at this. Oh wow, this turned out really pretty. This looks kind of like a slag glass. For those of you that like the glass, we've got a bit of this little bit more translucent plum color, and then this really does look like kind of a plum opalescent or opaline, depending on where you're from. But gosh, that turned out so pretty. So now this will go together on the base like that, in the center like that, and we will have this really pretty little cake plate or a little pedestal, almost like, gosh, it would be almost like a compote. If I can take this out a little sooner, gosh, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. I was trying to think if I could take this out sooner and I could shape it more like a little bit of a bowl style. That would be really pretty too, but wow. Wow, this is what I love doing about epoxy resin. I mean, you can get so creative and just let your mind wander. If there's something that you like, if you're a glass collector or something like that, you can really just let your mind go, get creative and see what you can come up with on your own. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to stick this together. I don't think I have any glue here. My UV resin's not going to work because it's not going to shine through that. So let me look what I have for glue. All right, you guys, so I decided to try something really quick. I didn't go to the store and get the glue yet, but I thought, what if I just use a bit of UV resin? If I do it this way, I can make sure I've got it centered just right. And that looks pretty good. And then what I'm gonna try to do is just like go around the edge, just really kind of neatly. Just enough to kind of make it, do it like that, just around the outside. Okay, and then I can kind of move it around, but just where it's just barely poking out, like that. And then I'm gonna see if I can just get this to cure enough to where it's attached well around the outside. Okay, it feels like it's on there pretty good. So that's all I'm going to do for right now. And then here it is closer up. I'll get some good pictures too. But yeah, there it is. I'm so happy with that. I think it just turned out really pretty. Really pretty. All right, you guys, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this project. And thanks for joining me. And it'll be fun to try another one of these soon. All right, I will see you all next time.